Good day, my dear students. This is the third class of the pharyngeal arches. Now, in the previous class, I have shown you the different models. Now, these models I have enlarged in a magnified form. So, you will see here the models. This is the red color is the first pharyngeal arch. The yellow color is the second pharyngeal arch. The blue color is the third one. The orange color, you will notice here, this orange color, this is the fourth one, and this green one, this is the fifth one. These are the pharyngeal arches which I have discussed to you, and within this pharyngeal arches the different elements develops. The arterial arch, you will see the knobs of all these things are developed here. Now you have seen that it is lined by the ectoderm, and the cleft between the two arches, this is known as the pharyngeal cleft or branchial cleft. So as the fifth one disappears, so you will get here the first, second, third and the fourth clefts here. And I have already discussed about the different clefts in the previous class. Now you should concentrate on the first pharyngeal cleft or branchial cleft. You will see this first cleft, it deepens and forms, this is the external auditory meatus, you see. And in this side I will show you the endodermal lining, which is here, this is the brown color. And this endodermal lining, it protrudes and form the pouches. This is the first pouch, this is the second pouch, this is the third pouch, and this is the fourth pouch. Now, what are the fate of these pouches? You will notice the first pouch, it has got a proximal narrow portion and a distal enlarged portion. The proximal narrow portion, which forms the auditory tube. That means, you know, the pharyngotympanic tube, which has got connection with the pharynx, so that the air pressure within the middle ear cavity becomes equalizes on both sides. Now the second part, that is the deepened part, it forms the middle ear cavity. You know the middle ear cavity, that is a very small cavity, and if you actually locate the middle ear cavity in the temporal bone, you will see it is just like 1/4 of a small matchbox. So this part develops from here. These two parts, this portion and the ectoderm, they remain close together, and this close together portion, it forms the tympanic membrane. So this is the fate of the first pharyngeal pouch. Now the second pharyngeal pouch, you will see in the second pharyngeal pouch, from the base there is proliferation of the ectoderm. This ectoderm, ultimately the central portion dissolves and goes inside. They form crypts of tonsil. So from the second pouch, you will see that there is development of the tonsil. That is the first line of defense, which is located in our mouth, the tonsil or palatine tonsil on either side of the palatoglossal and the between the palatopharyngeal arch. So from where the second pharyngeal pouch, the tonsil, palatine tonsil is developed. Next, the third pharyngeal pouch, you will notice this is the third pharyngeal pouch. This is divided into a dorsal portion and a ventral portion. Now from the dorsal portion, you will see here a nodule. Here the tissues develop. that is the parathyroid 3, which becomes the inferior parathyroid. Next, below there is development of tissue, another tissue which is known as rudimentary thymus. Now this thymus become elongated and elongated, and from the neck region it goes near the region of the thorax in the superior mediastinum. So during its growth downwards, what will happen? It pulls this parathyroid 3 into downward position, and so that it becomes the parathyroid 3 becomes below the development of the parathyroid 4. So there is a common question that why superior parathyroid is inferior in position, or parathyroid 3 is most superior than the superior parathyroid. So this is the inferior parathyroid. It descends down, but it grows within the third pharyngeal pouch. You see in our body, the thymus, it is rudimentary in size. You have seen during the dissection of thorax in the superior mediastinum. But when we are young, this thymus was very much enlarged, and they give rise to the formation of the T lymphocyte or thymic dependent lymphocyte. So this is from the third arch, the parathyroid 3 or inferior parathyroid. It is inferior in position, that's why it is called the inferior parathyroid, and the thymus develop. Next, the fourth pouch. You see, this is the fourth pouch. In the fourth pouch, in the dorsal aspect, you will see there is development of this one. This is the parathyroid 4, or which is known as superior parathyroid. Why it is superior? Because the parathyroid 3 descend down along with the descendants of the thymus gland. So it becomes superior when it is situated geographically. That is, behind the thyroid gland, two pairs of parathyroid situated, and they are very much essential for life. Without parathyroid, one cannot live. But during the operation on the thyroid gland, suppose there is carcinoma, malignancy, so there may be resection of the thyroid, but the surgeons, they will keep the parathyroid as it is for the homeostatic mechanism. But if one parathyroid is cut, then what will happen? The patient will live, but it depends upon the parathormone which you will give it extraneously. So this is how the development of superior parathyroid occurs. The ventral part, it forms ultimobranchial body, and now it is called as the lower pharyngeal complex. So this lower pharyngeal complex, it merges with the portion of the thyroid gland and forms the lateral lobe of the thyroid. You see the butterfly-like small gland, the thyroid, situated here, and which is increased secretion and enlarged during the puberty in case of female. So somebody has got the small butterfly-like enlargement in the neck now, but this is it has got no clinical importance. It is naturally, it is cured. So this is the development of the pharyngeal pouches. What are the things developed from the pharyngeal pouches? The first one forms the tubotympanic recess and the auditory tube. The second one, it forms the palatine tonsil. The third pouch, the dorsal portion, gives rise to the parathyroid 3, or inferior parathyroid. The lower portion, the ventral portion, forms the thymus, and that migrated into the thorax, later part of the line, just above the heart. And in the fourth pouch you will see, in the dorsal segment, there is formation of the superior parathyroid or parathyroid 4, and in the ventral portion there is ultimobranchial body, or that is known as the lower pharyngeal complex. So this is the class of the pharyngeal pouch. So next class I shall discuss about the development of the tongue. So thank you everybody.